This is a Canon Chat where we talk about topics in the movie world that are bigger than the news. Alright, today's chat is about superhero fatigue. Sad topic, but we will talk about it.
Yeah.
So, Sal, at the time of this recording, we've seen 4 movies this year. Deadpool, Civil War, Batman vs. Superman, and X-Men Apocalypse. I just realized that was the wrong order, but yes. Have you noticed a decline in your excitement as we go on throughout 2016?
I can honestly say yes.
Oh, I thought you wouldn't admit it. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yes, I have. And it's not for lack of natural excitement of what's coming out or what movie. It's more so, it's like these movies aren't giving me a chance to resonate what I saw until moving on to the next one. Which is a little weird because now we don't have one until when after X-Men?
If you count Teenage Ninja Turtles, it's next month.
I don't.
If you don't
So
count
August,
that,
right?
August. For
So that's
Suicide
going to be a little bit, that's a buffer zone, that is. So maybe after that, but then you just have to look at the schedule, years from now and see how close they are. But with them being this close from February until June almost, yes, it has been weirdly, empty for me in a way. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, my answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fully ready to admit that. And interesting, just listening to what you said, I realized there is a lack of time to even miss the genre, so to speak. You know what I mean? Yeah. I agree with you, though. You should have time to decompress and analyze it all, but also you need time to miss it. Mm-hmm. So recently, my favorite TV show, The Flash, had its finale. And I'm like, man, this doesn't come back all until October. But then I realized, like, during the off season, I'm going to speculate. I'm going to think about it. And then I'm going to watch season 2. Then I'm going to get so crazy. I'm going to watch season 1. Yeah. And then by the time October comes around, I am ready for The Flash. We're not getting that too much anymore. It used to be a movie came out, and then the sequel was coming out 2 years if you were lucky. Yeah. It'll be out. Then it got to a point with the MCU where it was like Iron Man, and the sequel will come out later. But in the meantime, you got Captain America, you got Thor, then you got Avengers, and so it went like that. And now we're at a point where MCU, X-Men universe, DC universe, and Spider-Man's kind of in Marvel now. But the point is, you don't have time to miss it because something's coming right around the corner, and we like that. We were excited about that. We were like, more. And now that we're getting it, you're right. It's like there's so much conversation. I think that's what drains me more so than missing it, because I can still get up to go see the movie. Yeah. But there's so much conversation. We're reviewing it. We're watching other people's reviews. We're,
looking out for articles.
Like everything. We're getting so much news because it's hot. And then if there's not news about this, it's news about the next one. You have no recovery time. Mm-hmm. So I can say my excitement dwindled all the way up into the 4th movie. You're right. There's room in between Suicide Squad, which might have been a great move, because at first I'm like, why August? Yeah. But that might be smart distancing. I'm not even going to do it. But that might have been a smart move, because now by the time the summer ends, it's like, yeah, I'm ready for another one. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about some examples of what superhero fatigue looks like. And this is not a fanboy thing. Please don't take it that way. Captain America Civil War underperformed. And I mean that by the projections, which were over 200 million opening weekend. It came at like 180 something. Mm-hmm. And it crossed $1 billion. I'm not saying it didn't make the money that is big, but it didn't perform the way Marvel would expected it to. And so it came less than the last Avengers movie. And I know everyone's like, this is a Captain America movie, though. That's an Avengers movie. And even if you call it Captain America, it's a big blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
With a lot of characters, a big storyline. And so if the last one was like, yeah, Age of Ultron, even though I don't think it was that good, you expect as you get better, as you add talent, as you add Spider-Man, you expect to people say, Civil War. And it didn't turn out that way because it ended up coming under Age of Ultron. So, made a lot of money, yes. Great movie, yes. Critically received, yes. Performed what you expected, it underperformed. Do you think that was a rub off of Batman's vs Superman negative feedback? So what I mean by superhero fatigue in this case, yes, that's DC and Marvel, but a lot of people just think they're all the same.
Casual fans.
They're like casual fans, like it's superhero movies. This superhero movie sucked. I'm not going to see the next one. That's it. Yeah. I'm fatigued. I don't need any more superhero. Or maybe they saw BVS, was like, I kind of liked it, but now these two are fighting. I don't need to see heroes fight again. I already just saw that. Or I paid to go see Deadpool in Batman vs Superman. It was hectic. I'll wait on the third one. Do you think that was a little bit rub off from BVS?
I think it possibly could have been. I think the casual fan outweighs the hardcore fans by a lot, and that's in anything. That could be TV shows or whatever it is. So yeah, it could very well be. A lot of people are choose where to spend their money, and if they didn't have a good experience at BVS or at Deadpool, probably not Deadpool, but whatever it is. They very well could have said, well, now I'm going to hold off on this and maybe see it when it comes out on DVD or whatever it is. So I think it could. That's a good chance. I think so.
Right. And I mean, you bring up a good point. Their money. That's what it's all about. It's not we're walking to the theater like, hey, you want to come see? No, like you have to pay.
Yeah.
And us as fans, people that watch this, you're most likely a big time fan. You're like, it's a no brainer. I'm going to have money in my pocket to go see this. Yeah. But let's say we're talking about meatball sandwiches. And you're not the biggest fan of meatball sandwiches. And you say, okay, I happen to have some extra money. I'll get this meatball sandwich. Man, that meatball sandwich sucked. What's the likelihood you're going to go back and buy another meatball sandwich 2 weeks later?
At a different restaurant.
Right. So the point just being like, people have to choose where to spend their money. That was a great point. And so, yeah, I think that is a good example of superhero fatigue. So even if you still don't believe in it, let's look at our next example. We deal with movies, but look at what's happening in the TV show realm. Mm-hmm. We got Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter got canceled. But you go to Netflix, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, about to be the Defenders. Preacher's now on AMC, which is a real obscure DC comic, but Preacher's got his own show. Yeah. That has to add to the feeling of like, maybe not, I'm tired of all this, but maybe I could watch Heroes at home. I could watch on Netflix, or I could go on Hulu and watch some hero stuff, get my fill, and wait for that to come on Redbox. Do you feel like that adds to the fatigue, that it's oversaturation? We got it everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take.
That looked weird.
I'm gonna take this from the casual fan again, and their point of view. I think it very well could affect them in a negative way because they hear that's all you see is commercials and trailers and anything that has to do with superhero. You're pretty much gonna see it if you watch TV or watch anything really, Netflix or Hulu. But so yeah, I think that I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps the casual fan decide whether they're gonna go see something in the movies or not. I think it could hurt them negatively though.
So you're a good litmus test. You're a person that doesn't partake in a lot of the TV stuff. Does that at all affect kind of your world of superhero and how much you see? Like, even though you don't watch it, you know it's there.
Yeah.
You know that all these characters are being brought to life. Does that at all affect you in your fatigue of heroes?
I just don't. I think this is a bigger answer. I think that they're moving even faster towards nothing can live forever.
Okay.
So, and that's just, I think it's moving faster with the more content that's out there. Because again, the casual fan is going to grow tired of this eventually, and they're going to move on to the next thing. So, having that much content, I think, is a negative thing for not for me personally or if people watch it, but for superhero genre in general. I think it's bad.
Okay, so and I just completely blanked on what I was about to ask you. Oh, okay, I remember. So, I mean, there was a point, and it's not really a question, more of a statement. There was a point when this whole thing's kind of started up, and us as fans of this, people mentioned, one day there's going to be fatigue, or one day it's going to be too much, and that no one wanted to hear that. That was like the worst thing you could tell us.
I'm even thinking about what happens after 2020. You think it's still going to survive till then? Do you think that?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll wrap up with the South jumping ahead. But we'll wrap up with that. But the thing is, it's like we can now, at this point in 2016, agree, even as fans, as proponents, there's a superhero fatigue. It's real. Okay. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. And I think it's just part of business. It kind of is what happens. So, jumping ahead now to kind of wrap this up, do you feel like the fatigue will end the superhero genre? And if so, when can you see that happening?
I think it will because I mean a lot of the comparisons that this genre has is with old westerns and what they did for years and years and years, and those went away forever. I mean, you barely see them now. You see a few movies here and there, but that's about it. So I think it is going to end due to fatigue. I don't know how, and I want to say that I wouldn't be surprised if DC gets to their second phase, after their second phase, which I think will be like 2025.
Yeah.
But I think by then even that people are going to be sick of it. But Warner Brothers or whoever really, they invested that money and that time into that, so they're going to finish it off. And I think it's going to be around 2025.
Okay.
But it's weird. We're already saying we're a little bit fatigued after not even 4 movies yet.
Right.
And it's scary. But we'll see. I think the companies are gonna have to. I mean, we already have the slates for the next few years, but I think somehow, some way, they're gonna have to change the way they market or change something to level off that fatigue that casual fans and fans like us are experiencing.
So I'll be the ray of sunshine. I do not think fatigue will end the genre because superhero is a genre. It used to be kind of, I don't really know the word for it, but people were just kind of like, that's a action movie about superheroes, or that's an action comedy about superheroes. I think superheroes and comic books, or whatever you want to call it, is a genre itself now. I think asking will superhero movies end is like asking will comedies end or will action end. No, there's only a certain amount of ways you can tell a story in a movie, and I think superheroes has made itself an actual genre where it's not just a random movie here or there. The quantity is there, the quality is there. We are finally getting movies recognized on award levels for their mostly special effects, but I think eventually acting, directing, and all that will get recognized too. So the quantity, the quality, the media coverage, the money, all of it is there. It's an actual genre. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it'll end, slow down, maybe. And I think around where you're talking about, 2025, it might hit a point where it does slow down. But, I just sit here and I think you have decades and decades of material, sure, stories, writing material. just characters that you can make new stories with, but you have the character and the basics already there for you. You have a built-in fan base, and now you have high-level talent that is all trying to join something. They're teaming up and they're getting in on it. So while I do know we feel this fatigue, and as movies keep pumping up, I think eventually it'll get to a point where they make less movies a year. It's kind of, old economics, supply and demand. The supplies might be outreaching demand at some point, and they're going to be like, okay, we got to scale it back to make people more thirsty for these movies. And I think it'll continue on like that. But I don't think superhero genre is going anywhere. First of all, it makes too much money. That's number one. But with so many media outlets, like we talked about TV shows and Netflix, which is its own thing, I just don't see it stopping. We have so many characters we can get to, and it's just, I think we're going to keep rolling strong.
All right. I hope so.
All right, so that was our Canon Chat. If you like the Canon, you like what you heard here today, give us the ammo by clicking the subscribe button below. Sal, where can the people find us?
Find us on Twitter at The Canon Vlog, or on Facebook, facebook.com/The Canon.
You can also find Sal at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in June. But if you heard it here, it is Canon.